All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Let's get into this. This is Wednesday, so it's time for a singles storyline, guys. Let's see what we've got. We assume our character is single. This could be about love. This could be about other topics. Let's take a peek. We have Three of Cups and Action of Cups. Supreme Being Meditation. So great to see you, honey. Welcome, love. You are first in the house. All right. Three of Cups, Action of Cups makes it look like we've got love, we've got union, we got a date, we've got possibly a breakfast, brunch, coffee date. We could have characters chit-chatting, being like, so have you met anyone recently? There's someone you should meet. This is definitely like the writer hasn't appeared yet. This is very like imminently coming to pass, though. Now, I do want to break it down, and just before we go anywhere, let's take a look at that Three of Cups, because we got a little brunch date, and I keep feeling like this is a Sunday morning catch-up session. Sorry, my hair is all over. We got a little Sunday morning catch-up session. Hi, everyone. With friends that are, gossiping, chit-chatting, talking. They're spilling the tea, okay? We can see that. We got the Ace of Swords sideways. These are friends trying to squeeze the truth out of somebody. Do we have a single character who hasn't wanted to admit who their crush is or something? The Hermit. Okay, it's one of two things. Either we've got a couple of friends. This could be a dudes or gals, doesn't matter. Could be mixed company. But we've got a group, a couple of probably close, intimate. You see how close those coffee cups are together. We've got a little tete-a-tete going on with a couple of people that know each other well, that are there to spill the tea, talk some truth, and they might be urging our single character who shows up as the Hermit, so we know this is our single character. Whether they're a Virgo or not, we don't care necessarily. We just know they've been the lonely sojourner for a while. And friends are saying, there's no way that there's absolutely nobody that you care about. There's no way. What, you miss your ex? Do you want your ex back? No, I don't think you want your ex back. I think, why have you been alone? I think you're done being alone. Don't you think you're done being alone? You got to like somebody. What's going on here? I feel like friends are gently prying in the most good intentioned way for a character. We don't know. This could be a masculine whose buds, made some awesome crispy cookies instead of some nice Alstroemeria, flowers, and they're sitting down to have, a high tea breakfast together. Doesn't matter. Dudes, gals, doesn't matter. But we definitely have friends that are kind of like, prodding just a little bit, like trying to peel back the layers to get to, what are you doing, single person? Why are the friends so intrigued? This does not feel harmful at all. It's not like ill-natured or anything like that. We have an Eight of Swords upright. We have the Six of Cups upright. And we have the embodiment of Wands upright. Because these friends are kind of concerned, like, you're not still hung up on an ex, right? You don't want an ex to return. You are way too good, a man or a woman, to be tangled up with an ex. I know you had history with them, but please tell us you're not still waiting for an ex. Please tell us, you are way too warm-hearted, way too awesome. Right now, what it appears to be is that we have a divine masculine, only because this is the King of Wands. But we have friends that do not want to see this divine masculine put their heart on a shelf and wish for an ex that obviously these friends do not think was good news for our character. Tell me about why are the friends so concerned about this? Star, they want to make sure that this character has healed, that the King of Wands, please tell us that you've healed. Please tell us that you are way beyond, like caring about a returning ex. And so let's go ahead and ask, is our character done? RS, thank you for that. Thank you. You're so awesome. I suck with abbreviations. You are so awesome. Thank you for having my back and helping me. Guys, if you didn't know, I need a whole village to help me. I'm that person who needs all the help I can get, especially when abbreviations are involved. So sorry, but I was just responding to a comment where I didn't know what somebody had meant and I was all intrigued, but I didn't have even a guess as to what somebody meant in a comment. So that was just illuminated to me. And maybe this is part of the story, right? We have a character, a King of Wands, whose friends are like, they're trying to get this King of Wands to like confirm you're not staying single because you still want an ex, right? You've just been single because you were healing, but you're done now, right? And when I ask, is this King of Wands done? That it's a hell yes. He is not heartbroken, which is amazing. We just got the Three of Swords in the reverse, so no more heartbreak. Doesn't matter. Somebody put some swords in his back, and for a while he might have felt very betrayed. This could have been somebody that was only after him for his money. We have like this bridezilla wanting to dangle this little dude. Maybe he was going to get married to this person. Maybe he did get married to this person, and they took him for a ride. Doesn't matter anymore. Number one, the connection has been severed, but he's not wounded over this person. Hallelujah. Okay, so now let's get to that other card, the Action of Cups, because now I'm wondering if friends are asking him like, is there somebody that you like? Is there somebody that you'd want to move toward? And or maybe he's going to be like, no, I'm over my ex. I'm not waiting on them. There is somebody else that I'm interested in. This could be him on the move. Him, her, it doesn't matter. I don't read for genders, but I will try to go with what we see on the cards. And right now, our lead character is a King of Wands. I would say, since we got more wandy energy over here, and it's an Eight of Wands, which is action, this is intention. He's like, back off, friends. Yes, there's somebody I'm interested in, if you must know. No, I haven't approached him yet. I will, but I haven't yet. He might be waiting for the right time. He might be, this can be somebody who has to travel. Both of these cards are cards of movement and travel. Our knights are always action oriented. So it can be physical action. Sometimes it's just emotional action, but wands are action cards as well. Strength card, Five of Swords. There, you know what's funny? He's worried that he'll say something. This is the only thing that kind of holds him back. It's not that he's hung up on some ex. The reason he hasn't reached out to somebody that he's actually interested in, maybe the friends already knew that there's somebody of interest on his mind, and they're like, why didn't you reach out to so-and-so? You know, did you reach out? And he's like, no, not yet. And that's where the friends were like concerned, like, oh God, please tell us you know, it's not because of the ex. No, it's not because of the ex. I'm going to reach out, but you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't know if he feels like he's blown it a couple times in the past with his initial overture. Maybe he thinks he's not very good with words. Maybe he's thinking, you know, I want it to come out right. I'm approaching somebody who I know has like, look, the reason I'm going to say that this is a feminine that he wants to approach and he doesn't want to mistakenly feel like he blows it is because this is a feminine, a lion, you know, and I feel like he's kind of aware that she's got some personal strength. She could be a little bit on the intimidating side, not meaning to be that way, but perhaps she just has a countenance about her. But he's kind of like, I'm going to reach out. Yeah, I like that person. Yeah, my intentions are there, but man, I don't want to blow it because I've blown it before, you know. Why do you think that you've blown it before? Why is this masculine worried that he'll say the wrong thing? It's very much about words. King of Swords. He thinks this is so understandable. Okay, first off, he's a King of Wands first. He's very heart-centered. So he's sensitive, you know, and he has a good heart. But when he talks, I kind of feel like a King of Swords is a master of thoughts. Like they're very intellectual. Sometimes they distill their thoughts down into something that can come across like they know the entire paragraph that they were thinking, but what comes out of them is a 3-word sentence. And maybe they worry that they have a tendency to do this. And then if somebody isn't patient enough to like really have more communication with them, they're never going to hear the entire rest of everything that they were actually thinking. Well, I would argue if somebody's not intelligent enough or curious enough about you to want to get to know you and want to have open dialogue and want to, you know, like do some John back and forth, then I don't think she's worth you anyway. You need somebody intelligent enough to keep up with you. You need somebody who can, if you do say something that's clipped, she would like expound upon that or, you know, like be intrigued. She's got to be able to keep up with your mind. So I hope that he's not walking around feeling like, you know, I might blow it. It's like, honey, you're intelligent. You're not blowing it with somebody who either gets instantly offended because they like take your words wrong and they, you know, flip their hair and bounce. Maybe you haven't met somebody who can keep up with you intellectually. If this has been happening. Because he's a king upright twice. We cannot call him a villain. He's not coming across rude, but he is misunderstood. But it might be, he's thinking it's because he's no good with words. That's not what it is. This is somebody who's smart, but he maybe is frequently misunderstood. You're not going to have any problem with somebody that you're viewing with the strength card. She could be a Leo, by the way. He could be an air sign, or at least his tendencies in the way he breaks down information. Like maybe he's got like a moon sign that's an air sign, so it's more like cerebral. He may come across, he like projects himself as, more like although maybe I should have said that in the reverse. Maybe he's more of a fire sign, but like his friends know him as a fire sign, people who know him well. So maybe it's more his moon sign is his fire energy, his heart energy. And maybe what he projects outward is more of the sword energy. I don't know, but it seems like he's great, but he's so worried he's going to screw it up. We got the 3 of Cups again. This is where the friends have to come in and give him some lavender and be like, hey, calm down now. Chill out. Maybe those friends are about to give the same counsel. Like, really, do you think you blew it with any of your exes? Like the people that aren't in your life anymore. Really, would you want any of them back? That friends might have to point out, like maybe he's had 3 different lady loves, and the friends are like, okay, she turned out to not be very nice to you. Do you really want her back? No, so you didn't blow it with her. Okay, what about the other one? There's reasons other relationships don't work out. And maybe friends have to remind him, you didn't blow it. You weren't with the right partner, so don't start worrying about that. I definitely feel like what we're dealing with is, he's the one who got betrayed and heartbroken. So I'm definitely going to be protective of him in this storyline because he's only come up as 2 awesome kings upright. And he seems to like worry that he has a tendency to like not express himself very well. And I just feel like he's putting way too much worry on his own shoulders, especially thank God for friends who will point out the obvious. Like, your last person cheated on you. Dude, what are you thinking? You didn't blow it with her. She blew it with you, or she was a gold digger. What the heck? You didn't miss out on a great person. You didn't blow it with her. She showed you her true colors. Okay, so we definitely have somebody who needed some support. Now, remember, it doesn't matter genders. This could be a feminine, masculine, does not matter. We still see him reluctant, though. Reluctant to move forward right now. When he gets either the confidence, or the confidence, or when he gets the energy of like the divine is like lifting him up and he's done going back and forth in his head, I do think he overthinks things. This doesn't look like a masculine who, is looking for a heartbreak. It doesn't look like a masculine who is looking for making mistakes. It doesn't look like he wants to hurt anybody or get hurt himself. So he's kind of more mindful, and it looks like he's a good guy who's been down the wrong road a couple times. We can see somebody who's being, cautious. They think stuff out for a bit before making a move. That makes sense, but he'll get around to it when he's ready. 10 of Pentacles. I do think that he's got to be able to get like his image or his picture of what he'd like to have, which is a 10 of Pentacles. If he starts reminding himself that this is what he's aiming for, that might help squash some of the nerves surrounding this, the nervousness of like, oh my God, I'm going to reach out to this person that I'm interested in. I don't have the greatest track record. What if I fumble it? But if he starts just kind of like thinking in his head about like a positive outcome, why would I be reaching out to somebody at all? Because I want to share like energy with them. You notice it doesn't start with like, well, she's super hot or he's super hot. That's why I want to talk to that person. He's starting out with like, it'd be awesome to have, somebody that you build a foundation with. That maybe takes some of the pressure off when it becomes less about like swirling emotions and hot-blooded passion and more about like building a foundation of friendship first. And maybe that is going to help him to like wrap his head around that and maybe get over some of the nerves that he's got. We've got the 3 of Wands in the reverse. I think this is going to happen a lot sooner than certainly what his friends would guess. 3 of Wands in the reverse is it's actually kind of like almost immediately, maybe almost immediately after he talks to his friends. Maybe they are pretty good at like pointing out some of the things that he needed to have pointed out to him. And then it's just a matter of him like, wrapping his own head around like, yeah, that's true. You know what? we're going to start as friends. Like if I could establish that with somebody who I already respect, then I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. This will be okay, you know? And he might just reach out to her suddenly, like really suddenly. I mean, this could be in 3 hours, you know? I usually look at the Three of Wands as 3 days to 3 months, leaning more toward the longer timeline, but this is like way more immediate. What happens? Nice. She receives the message the way an empress does. An empress is gracious, an empress is respectful, an empress gives full attention. If he's going to be messaging her or presenting some kind of communication, she is absolutely going to receive it with this gracious energy. Full sideways. She's not going to do anything too foolish, but she's going to recognize that, you know, it takes courage to reach out to anybody. It takes courage to put yourself on the line a little bit. It takes courage to start a dialogue. And I feel like she's going to like match that courage. It's like, hey, don't, you know, however she responds or replies, it's probably going to be to like match whatever effort he put in. You know, if he asked a couple questions, she'll respond with a couple questions. She'll meet the dialogue. Certainly if she wants to, you know, find out more about him, she's going to be blunt about that. She's going to be just as upfront. I doubt he's going to come across as, you know, rude or anything like that. I feel like when I say she'll match his energy, it's like in bravery, match his energy and like interest and Four of Cups sideways. It's an empress always knows, right? An empress has been down the block a time or two herself. She knows, don't get your hopes up. Also, you know, don't be, you know, like have this negative assumption of how things are going to roll. Somewhere in between hope and like disillusionment is where you sit. You don't tell yourself fantasies, but you also are not like jaded and bitter. You're somewhere in between, like, I'm just going to keep it real. Like, oh, I hope that this is somebody that I would jive well with and that I would want to connect and communicate to. Can't guarantee it, but I'll meet them right where they're at. Whatever energy and interest they're showing me, I will continue, especially if they are respectful. You better believe I'm going to be respectful. If they're interested and I'm interested, I'm going to show them exactly the same amount of, you know, easy conversational, like encouraging. You know, there's a way to talk to somebody to let them know that you want to hear what they have to say. You ask questions. You know, inquire about stuff. You know, I'd love to hear more about that. You know, it's just that easy, like encouraging somebody and letting them know you're welcome to, you know, step into my world and I want to get to know you. I feel like she'll definitely play that out without turning it into like, oh my God, they just talked to me. It must mean that we're getting married. You know, she's not going to go down that road. This is probably a mature, we'll say feminine. She looks like she could be, I don't know. I get like Cambodia or maybe Singapore, maybe Malaysia. I'm looking at the gold intricate like headdress and crown, and God, I love her style so much. I would wear all of this. I just love it. But the intricacy of the gold work reminds me of some of the you know, headpieces and such in some of the dances that I've seen from different cultures. We've got a Seven of Swords and the Death card. To me, this looks like, I don't think either one of these people is going to be fronting at all. To me, this looks like we've got two characters that are going to be taken off. You notice both masks are off here. Seven of Swords can be lies and deception, but we don't really see that here. What we have is, I'm not going to pretend anything. I'm going to approach this person without any shields up, no guards up, like Mr. Worf, shields down. I'm going to go ahead and approach them as my real true self. I'm going to assume until they show me that they're lying and wearing a mask, that they are their true self. I'm going to give somebody the complete and utter, like, raw, real version of me and assume I'm meeting that version of them as well, unless they prove otherwise. That is such a great way for these characters to begin, because It's not like there's no game playing. There's no like, oh, I'm going to act like I trust you, but really all the while my mind's going to be going around and around like, how are you lying to me now? I bet this. I'm going to try to set up this obstacle course that only I know is set up in my head to catch you in a lie. Like, I don't see either of these people doing this to each other. I mean, to put it simply, these are characters that are not looking for a heartbreak, but they're also so wise in that they're not going to set themselves up to mangle and destroy what could be a beautiful connection by being overly suspicious nor overly foolish, right? This is just like, look, you're a human, I'm a human. We have some interest in getting to know each other. Let's just do this like real humans, that don't have hidden agendas and stuff. Let's just see how this goes. Honestly, super great, especially for singles storylines, because we rarely get singles storylines where there's just no falderall. We've got two people that, they know that things can go wrong, but they're not walking in like petrified. He was a little bit nervous at first because he was worried about how he's going to come across when he reaches out or when he makes this overture. But ultimately, I think he just decides to be himself. And that's exactly how she receives him, and that's how she responds in kind. It's awesome to see two people that just they're not fronting. That's what oftentimes we don't get in stories. We get a lot of layers of subterfuge and false masks and just wasted energy, right? This is so straightforward. This is so I'll just say that these two feel like grown-ups. They're hoping for the best. They know it could flop. And that I always think of that song by LP, Tightrope, Hope It Lasts, but you never know. But you got to still give things a try. That's basically what we got in this story. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Really good to see everybody. Hey, Patricia, Dionysus, thank you for the roses. Hi, Casey. Nabila, I like this one too. Emma Lisa, nice to see you. Calm C, glad to see you again tonight. Definitely, I agree. Joy Turner, hi. EM Bell, wonderful to catch you. Hey, Grassman Reef Research Facility. And thanks again, RS, you're so awesome. Serendipity, Stevette, and Slave Princess, so good to see you all. Hey, AC. Inner Whispers, wonderful to see you again. All right, you guys, I will see you. I'm going to do a collective message, and then we'll get to some of the zodiacs tonight as well. Lucia, hi, honey. Wonderful to catch you. All right. And shout out to Violet and EM, wherever you are tonight. Just so you guys know I'm thinking of you. EM Bell, hi. Thank you so much, EM Bell. You're so generous. Thank you. And I love the little doggy. Hey, Majuna Wild. Sherry Lee, how are you, sweethearts? Pocket full of sunshine. Thank you, guys. Really nice to see you. All right, I'll see you guys next in the collective message. All right, bye for right now.